Welcome to our channel and subscribe us. Today we will see the edema. First, we will see the definition of the edema. The edema is defined as the swelling that is caused by the excessive accumulation of the fluid in the tissue. It is maybe generalized or local. The edema that involves in the entire body that is called as a generalized edema. Local edema is that occur in the specific area of the body, such as abdomen, lungs, and the extremities like feet, ankles, and the legs. These are the local edema and generalized edema. Then we will see the what are the types of edema: intracellular edema, extracellular edema. Then we will see the extracellular edema. The extracellular edema is defined as the accumulation of the fluid outside of the cells, right? Then we will see what are the causes for the extracellular edema. First, abnormal leakage of the fluid from the capillaries to the interstitial space. Second one is the obstruction of the lymphatic vessel that prevent the fluid return from the interstitial to blood. These are the major causes for the extracellular edema. Then we will see what are the conditions which leads to the extracellular edema. First one is the heart failure, then renal disease, then decreased amount of the plasma protein, then the lymphatic obstruction, then the increased endothelial permeability in the capillaries. These are the conditions that leads to the extracellular edema. Then we will see each condition how edema will occur, right? In the failure of the heart, pump the blood veins to arteries. So, what will happen? The increased venous pressure and the capillary pressure, it leads to the increase the capillary permeability and the leakage of the fluid from the blood into the interstitial fluid. So failure of the heart, that leads to the increase the venous pressure and the capillary pressure. So this pressure leads to the permeability in the capillary. So leakage of the fluid occur from the blood to interstitial fluid. Then we will see during heart failure, blood pressure decrease, right? It decreases the glomerular filtration rate in the kidneys, resulting sodium and water retention in the body, right? In the kidneys excrete the sodium and water, no? So in the blood pressure decrease, the glomerular filtration rate decrease. So no sodium and water excretion. Next one is the lower blood supply, that is stimulate the juxtaglomerular apparatus in the kidneys. So it is stimulate the, it is secrete the renin secretion. So renin stimulate the aldosterone secretion, right? This aldosterone increase the water reabsorption and the sodium reabsorption. So that's why what will happen? Extracellular volume increase, right? These are the condition edema will occur, right? In the heart failure. Then we will say pulmonary edema. The pulmonary edema is the accumulation of the fluid in the pulmonary interstitium, right? In the left heart failure, the blood is easily pumped into the pulmonary circulation by the ventricle. However, the blood cannot return from the lungs to the left side of the heart because of the weakness of the left side of the heart. So what will happen in the there is the left side of the lungs, there is a blood are retained. So what will happen? The capillary permeability increase, so the fluid are filled in the alveoli, right? This is the very risk because its pulmonary edema leads to the death, right? Then we will see the edema due to the renal disease, that is also generalized edema. Kidney fails to excrete the water and electrolyte, particularly sodium. So what will happen? It's leading to the retention of the water and electrolyte. So the fluid leaks from the blood into the interstitial fluid. Initially, this edema develop in the legs, but later it is progressed into the entire body. That is called as a generalized edema, right? So what will happen in the renal disease? The fail to excrete the water and electrolyte. So retention of the water and electrolyte, it leads to the interstitial. It leads to the fluid leakage from the blood into the interstitial fluid, right? Then we will see the edema due to the decrease the amount of the plasma protein. When the amount of the plasma protein decrease, the colloidal osmotic pressure decrease. Because of this, the permeability capillary increase. The plasma proteins are exert colloidal osmotic pressure. So this colloidal osmotic pressure decrease, that leads to the permeability of the capillary increase. So fluid move from the blood to interstitial fluid, right? Then we will see edema due to the lymphatic obstruction, that is called as a lymphedema. In lymphedema condition, edema caused by lymphatic obstruction. It is common in filariasis, right? During this disease, the parasitic worms live in the lymphatics, and these worms obstruct the drainage of the lymph. So what will happen? The lymph is prevent the move to the blood, right? Then we will see intercellular edema. The intercellular edema is the accumulation of the fluid inside the cell. It is occur because of the three reasons. First, malnutrition. Second one is poor metabolism. Then the inflammation of the disease. These are the causes leads to the intercellular edema. Then we will see pitting and non-pitting edema. Pitting means in edema condition we will press the finger on that place. There the pit will occur. That is called as a pitting edema. There is the heart. There is, when we press the finger, there is the no appearing of the pitting. That is called as a non-pitting edema, right? These are the edema. And thanks for watching our channel and subscribe us.